you're thinking about house hacking, or maybe you are house hacking already and you have a friend that isn't sure about the idea that might want a house hack, well, this is the perfect video for you. I'm gonna be going over reasons why you should probably be house hacking. And that's right, I'm gonna say the word probably because it might not be for everyone, but I'll dive into a little bit more on that later, why I'm using the word probably. But today's video, we're gonna be going over reasons why house hacking can be extremely beneficial. I'm gonna be going over some of the common ones that you heard of probably before, but then I'm gonna be going through some really different ones that you're probably like, what on earth is this guy talking about? That's right, the triangle of death. You're probably thinking to yourself, what is Shawn saying here? Well, you're gonna have to wait to see, know a little bit more about what I'm talking about with this one. But this is everything house hacking and why it is so beneficial. Let's start with the basics on this. You know, we have the single family and multifamily. Let's see a little difference between the two. Now, look, I want to let you know that everything I'm going to be talking about in today's video, this is real life examples. This is not the guesswork. This is not maybe how it's happened. This is what my wife and I actually did. So I can attest to this. I'm not guessing. I'm not hypothesizing. I'm using real life examples. We bought that single family. That was our first investment property. We wanted to, you know, we did not know how to invest, knew we wanted to invest, bought a single family. And I'll let you know that the numbers just were never what we thought they'd be compared to the multifamily. At the time, we thought, hey, it's a single family, it's close to a train station, this is gonna work out. But long story short, we aligned with a lot of other investors that were doing what we wanted to do, and we just repeated their secrets on a high level. And ultimately, that's what led us to multifamily. The reason I love multifamily, especially in a place like northern New Jersey, is because you get multiple rents instead of just one rent. So, you know, when we had a growing family, having people rent a room out in our house was not really an idea that we wanted to go down. We do have clients, you know, I have clients every day that are looking at single family because they want to do a rent by room strategy, but ultimately their goal is to leverage that single family to get to the multifamily, because when you look at the numbers, it tends to make a lot more sense, especially in a state like New Jersey where we have high taxes. You know, we get the high rents, but it's tough to cover an entire cost of a property because of the taxes if it's a single family. Multifamily, you know, you're definitely in a spot where you're breaking even and possibly cash flowing a little bit, especially when you get years down the road. To get that cash flow point with single family, it's gonna be a little more difficult. Why am I telling you this? Because I do not want to see you make that mistake that my wife and I made. Unless you have to do a single family where it makes sense for a particular reason, I'll be able to dive a little bit deeper on that later on. Actually, I'm gonna add something on here because let's see here. I'm gonna put strategy down at the bottom because that's gonna be super crucial. But I'll talk about that in a little bit later on in the video. So there are options for single family that makes sense, but most of the time it's gonna be a multifamily route that's gonna be your best shot at getting to your financial goals. Why house hack to begin with? Well, you know, I'm gonna say reduce the costs here. That is so crucial with this, is the fact that we're gonna be able to reduce costs, though. That's probably why you're getting around this idea. It's probably why you want to real estate invest, you know, get to financial freedom, whatever your goals are, but it's to reduce the cost of living. So if you have someone that's paying the bulk of your mortgage, whether you're doing rent by room, whether you're doing a duplex, house hack, triplex, quad, whatever it is, you're reducing your costs. Plain and simple on this one, I absolutely loved it. You know, my wife and I, we were paying about, let's say $2,500 a month for our mortgage. We ended up moving into a duplex. Now, this is when we were in the single family. We were paying about $2,500 a month. We moved into a duplex, and you know, we were paying, let's say, around $3,400 a month, something like that. But we had our tenants that were paying about $2,800 a month at the time. They're actually a lot more now, but you know, at the time, $2,800. So we were paying around $700 out of pocket, which was cool. On top of it, we were actually living in a much larger apartment than the single family we were living. The single family was a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. The duplex we were living in was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath in our unit. And the upper unit was also a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. So we are living in a larger property, paying less money. you're gonna reduce the costs with house hacking, which is so cool. So really fun fact here. And once again, this is real life secrets. This is not like, maybe it's gonna happen. Let me think about it. No, this is the real deal. So I always wanna stress that throughout this video. You know what, let me X these off as we go so we don't lose track. Bam, single family, reduced costs. Okay, so yeah, absolutely love that one, the reduced costs. That is a game changer. And you know, on top of it too, when we were house hacking in our duplex, we actually, you know, when we were in our single family, we were always tied down to work 40 hours a week each to pay a mortgage. Once we got to the multifamily, there was so much less stress on us because we knew that our tenants were paying the bulk of the mortgage. So a lot more freedom. We actually did a little bit more traveling, things like that, which is nice because we didn't have to depend on our jobs in order to pay for the mortgage, knowing that we had tenants paying the bulk of it. Really cool. All right, here we are. We are at that triangle of death. Yes, right here. This is the one. I mean, I got to coin this term or something. I got to be maybe trademark it, copyright. I don't know whatever the heck it is I have to do. Why don't you drop a comment below? Tell me what I have to do because if I want to protect myself and utilize this name, I don't even know. But let's see here. Let's change up colors. We're going to go, you know, let's go blue on this. And here we are. So we have a triangle. What is this triangle of death? Here we are. You have your house. This is where you get up every morning. All right, let's go, boom. Let's maybe draw a picture. House, there you go. You have your work. That's right, you probably have a job. And then you have your investment. Let's go REI, real estate investment, because that's what we're doing here. Okay, what does that make? It makes this triangle, bam. Okay, you see that? Why is this triangle so deadly? Well, if you're looking to start real estate investing and you want to dive into the market, you're gonna have to do things like acquire the property, probably renovate the property, get things up and running, acquire tenants, screen tenants, all this stuff. So there's a lot of traveling going on. And this is where it becomes the triangle of death. You know what here? I'm irritated by my house. It's kind of stupid. I need a better looking house. Bam, bam, bam. You know why it doesn't look good? Needs a chimney. There we go, chimney. Now that's a house. I'll put the H there. Is that better? Yeah. You let me know in the comments below. Okay, so you have this triangle. You wake up in the morning right here at home. What do you have to do? Most people, they're probably gonna travel to work. Boom. All right. What is that going to take you? Let's say it takes you 20 minutes to get to work. 20 minutes. I don't know, we'll see. And then you're gonna be there working all day. What do you have to do after work? Well, you have to manage this property. You have to get to it somehow, okay? So let's say your investment property is somewhere else. I don't know, make up numbers here. Let's say it's 30 minutes away, okay? Who knows? Maybe it's 5 minutes away, I don't know. But anyways, you're going from home to work all day, then to your investment property, do whatever you need to do at your investment property, then go back home. Let's say that's 40 minutes away. I don't know, we're making this up. Regardless, let's say they're all 15 minutes away. Do you see where I'm getting at with this? There's a lot of time that is being stacked from traveling to work, to investment property, to your home. Now here we go. This is something you might call me crazy on, but guess what? You're gonna go to your investment property, you're a newer investor, and you're gonna say, all right, I did everything here. You're gonna go home and you're gonna be laying in bed, or you're gonna be watching TV, or what the heck it is you do at night, and you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, I forgot to pick out the paint color for the painter. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna get up and you're gonna go back to your investment property, and you're gonna say, I gotta get this done. I gotta tell them gray whatever, because everyone paints their walls gray, you know? So you're gonna go back there, and then you go back home, and you're gonna forget something else, and you go back and back and back. You know, you're gonna be going all over the place. So it becomes a triangle of death. How can we reduce that? How can we make it so it's way less stress on you as the investor? Well, that's the beauty of house hacking. That's where we're gonna get rid of all this. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We're gonna merge things together. Bam. All right, much better. Look at that, like that. Oh, what? Okay. Vibe board is new. I'm still learning. I don't know what the hell that is, but ignore it for now. How can we merge things together? Well, what if your home, yeah, right here, boom, could merge with your investment, R-E-I. Make them in the same spot. Now all you have to do is get to work. What did we say work was? Was that 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Let's say it's 20 minutes away. Okay, that's 40 minutes every day. You go to work, you come home. You go to work, you come home. You're probably good at your job by now. You're probably not going back and forth 15 times a day. But with real estate investing, you're not exactly an expert there yet. You're gonna forget things, you're gonna mess up. So what is better than just making this commute? And this is why I loved house hacking, because I always say my commute to my house hack was walking down the steps. What do I mean by that is I'd walk down the steps because we lived in the upper unit. So it was that simple. And then obviously when we lived on the first floor unit, it's as simple as walking up the steps. So that's all I'd have to do to check on my house hack is literally just walk up or down the steps. If you live in a side-by-side, you walk next door. You get the idea. So imagine removing that commute. That's a powerful advantage that house hackers get, which is so awesome. So if we want to get rid of that triangle of death of work and going all over the place, and it's a lot. It kills you at the end of the day. You get tired. So especially for me, I had a family. I still have a family, 4 kids, 2 dogs. We are all house hacking together, really cool. So if you've got kids and you're thinking you can't do this, by all means, we need to talk. Always happy to have a conversation. Reach out. I'll put that in the description below. Happy to hop on a call. And heck, maybe if you don't have kids, obviously I'm still here to hop on a call with you and make sure to answer your questions, because I love accelerating the fast track, getting people on that for house hackers, because we don't want to have guesswork happening here. We want to eliminate the guesswork. So always happy to have a call. But look, 4 kids, 2 dogs, kids would go to sleep, the pups would come upstairs with me, we'd renovate, and it was awesome. So it'd be, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and I'd go up there and start working on things. I'm probably not doing that if my property is 20, 30, 40 minutes away. Heck, my property's 5 minutes away. I'm probably not just gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna go upstairs and start working, or I'm gonna go down the street and start working, or across town and start working. I'm probably just gonna turn the TV on and say, screw this, I'm going to sleep. But that's just me. I don't know, maybe you're just some super elite worker, whatever, I don't know. But I'd say it's a lot easier to just walk up the steps to start getting some work done and doing that stuff. So let's eliminate that triangle of death and make your investment your home, so you only have to go to work. And look, if you're a remote worker, you're living in a good spot here. I kid you not, and you're thinking like, hey, I work remote, I work from home, so it's not that big of a deal to travel to an investment property. Heck, if you can eliminate this 20 minutes, why not do it? It's just gonna save you time. So make it all in one spot. If you can make it so it's bam, work from home, and you're this, that is awesome. I wanna see that. I wanna see everything in one spot. And now you are just kicking butt. You're on your freaking lunch break and you're renovating your house. How awesome would that be? So a lot of really cool benefits you get from being a house hacker. Let's keep going on here, moving along, go back to red. So that is the triangle of death. Happy to explain that and what it means. Systemization. This is where it gets so freaking crucial, is that no matter how many videos you watch, how many books you read, there's always gonna be trial and error with systemization of your investment property. If you're an investor, if you're a house hacker, a combination of both, whatever it is, you have to figure out your own system is gonna work for yourself. I'll be here, I'm a guide. You can always reach out to me and I will be there to help with systems. As a matter of fact, if you need a question with a system, put a comment below right now and say, hey Shawn, how could I improve XYZ, from rental collection to lease management, whatever it is, garbage collection, I don't know. Drop a comment below if you have a question on that. But you're gonna figure out the systems and you're gonna be living in the property. So much easier than figuring out, once again, back to that triangle of death, going back and forth, figuring it out on location. You're gonna know the ins and outs of the property. You're gonna know where everything is because you're living in it. Things like maybe the power goes out. You're gonna know exactly where the electrical box is because you're probably living there, and you're gonna know to flick the switch yourself, or if you know the gas meter or wherever your heating and cooling is, all these things that are gonna happen, that are come up. You're gonna know where it's located. You're gonna have an idea of it all. You're gonna know where maybe the clean out is if for your sewer line, if you ever need to get, if there's a clog or something. So it figures out systems that you only get by being around the property, being in the property. Very crucial in this process. So you're gonna accelerate your systemization big time, which is just really a life changer for a new investor because you're new. You don't know everything yet, but systemization is going to be extremely crucial. House hacking, you're going to get there a lot faster, a lot easier with less stress, be able to figure it out. So that's what I always liked about it, is because you really, really get the ins and outs of that property when you house hack. You know, I said this is a probably here earlier on in the video, and the reason for that is, you know, it's not for everyone. But there's a lot of people out there that have these limiting beliefs that like, hey, I shouldn't house hack. Maybe, you know, my wife's not on board or my husband's not on board. Someone's not on board. So I shouldn't be out saying that. You know, I originally wrote that you should house hack, but I was like, you know, I should probably add the word probably in there just because, you know, it's always a conversation with the individual. And going back to what I said earlier, I'm always happy to hop on a call and hear your situation, hear your scenario, to find out if house hacking works for you. I can go through a lot of different scenarios. I've had so many different clients. I had clients reach out to me from New York City, from across the country. You know, obviously I'm in North Jersey and I love Northern New Jersey. So I get people reaching out to me from all over the world. I have international clients that are coming into house hack, that are moving in. So we have these conversations where, you know, it's a little bit different for everyone. A lot of it has to do with finances and where to go. And that's where we're going to dive a little bit deeper on strategy in a minute. But you always want to break it down. So I shouldn't be saying everyone in the world should house hack. Maybe it doesn't make sense. Maybe maybe you have $1 million and you're like, okay, I don't need to house hack. But you know, most people that come to me, they've got liquid cash saved up. They want to put it somewhere into an asset. So we come up with a strategy, we come out with a plan. So most cases, it probably makes sense, but it's not across the board. So let's hop on a call to see if it is a probably should, is a should, or a maybe not. Strategy, as I was mentioning. So this is where you have to map out a plan. If you've got like 4 kids like myself, I'm gonna say single family is probably a no-go. You don't want strangers living in your house. At least I didn't. I hope you don't too. But you know, maybe if you are single or it's you and your wife, you know, whatever it is, maybe a single family works for you, and you can leverage that single family to get to the multifamily like I've got clients doing right now. So that's where it's mapping out a strategy, knowing different types of renting opportunity. There's, you know, midterm rental, college rental, long-term rental, short-term rental. We're doing it all. Got clients doing it all. Really good stuff. So that's what's so crucial, is having that strategy in place where you want to go. The way I always say, good luck renting out to college students if there's no college locally. Good luck doing a short-term rental if if you're in the middle of nowhere and it's not very scenic, or maybe you're next to a garbage dump. You're probably not going to want to do a short-term rental. So the strategy plays a huge part, and understanding those different techniques and strategies. I'll actually put a video in the description below that goes dives a little bit deeper into strategies, just so you get a good idea of it all. But that's very crucial in this process, is just knowing the strategies. Last but not least, and I mean, this is huge. We got, let's see, X that out. We got loan hacking. I mean, this is so cool. What you can do with the loans and the lending on this, it is just life changing. We're gonna go a lot of different things here. So let's see here, erase this, boom, boom, boom. Man, it's still there, this line. I don't know what I did. I'm still new to the Vibe Board. I love this thing, but I'm still learning. Okay, so first and foremost, every property my wife and I purchased, we did it with low money down. So we do 10% or less. So we've had 5% down loans. We've actually bought multiple properties with 5% down loans. That is wild. So imagine having to save up 20 or 25%. That is a lot of money. On a $500,000 property, that's $125,000. So most people investing, they have to save $125,000 if they're not looking to move into the property. That is a lot of cash. So I asked the question, what will it take for you to get $125,000? Like, how many hours at the 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you're doing? How much do you have to save? It's a lot. When you're loan hacking, you can literally do this 5% down. Maybe you want to do this 10% down. Heck, I wouldn't even recommend it. Want to know why? The only reason I have to say 10% this, timeout. Okay, let me explain this. The only reason I have to do 10% is because I had a lender that gave me a loan that benefited him. Couldn't freaking stand it. Want to know why I'm a real estate agent? Because I had a realtor at first that had no idea what the heck he was doing. He didn't know what the term house hacking was. And here we are trying to take investment advice from the dude. What did I do? I went and I got my real estate license because I'm like, I can't stand realtors. Look, there's a lot of really good realtors out there, but there's a lot of people that pretend and they guess and like, oh my goodness, you should house hack tomorrow. This is why. And I'm like, okay, look, I lived it. Like I said, I lived it. I'm living it. I'm sharing real life examples. I'm not guessing, okay? Go to buy that investment property. Lender is like, oh, put 10% down. Okay, I had $100,000 to my name at the time. We put literally $50,000 down as a $500,000 property. That gave us $50,000 left over. You have no idea what I would have done to have an extra $25,000 in my pocket for renovation. It would have went such a long way, but there were fees and whatever, and the lender's like, I'll do this. And all long story short, years down the road, I figured out he was actually just making a little bit more money for himself. So here we are here. You can go as little as 5% down. Once I learned that, that's all I do. That's what I recommend to my clients. I'm like, keep as much liquid cash in your pocket. Most of the time, that is the most beneficial. And because of this, what did I do when I did not like my realtor? I went and I got my real estate license so I could help others fast track their goals and be on the pathway to financial freedom, leveraging the house hacking strategies that we've learned over the years. That's why I got my real estate license. Okay, guess what? Same thing happened with lending. I am an MLO, mortgage loan originator. So if you ever have lending questions, feel free to reach out, book a call. I am nationwide in that. So have a really, really good amount of house hacking loans and all that kind of stuff that are very beneficial for you. But I'm gonna say majority of the time, it tends to be that 5% is the best option. And the reason for that is because I wanna find you a property that needs a little bit of work, and I want you to put the money that you'd be putting to a down payment, I want you to keep it in your pocket. I want you to put it into the property. So that $500,000 property, boom, 500K, and we're gonna put 75K into the property. And what's that gonna be? So you have 75K, and this is my example, obviously everyone's a little bit different. So let's say if I did that 5% down, I would have 75K I would have put in the property, which would give me a lot more freedom instead of me like sweating every night with only the 50K that I had. But whatever it is, whether it's 50K or 75K, because I did it with 50K, and I'm gonna show you what the end result is right now. I put the 50K into the property, we're saying in this example, 75K, going into the property, and that's gonna turn into, let's say, 600K. You think it's possible? Guess what? You think 700K is possible? Is it possible? Well, I'm gonna tell you, we got to 800K. 800K. That's where we went with this. So that was $50,000. So look, I should probably, boom, let's just go 50K. So it's my actual, those are my actual numbers, okay? 50K of renovating. I'm sure by the time I was done with it was probably more like 75K because we were working and I'd put, anytime I'd work overtime at job or something like that, I'd put my money into the property. But look, at the time I had $50,000 to my name. Whatever the amount is, you put it into the property and you turn it into that. So the property works for you. One step further, I'm not done yet. This is like the loan hack of all hacks. Loan hack of all hacks here. Boom. Loan hack of all hacks. Bam. When you're investing in real estate, investors have to pay 1% or more on loans. 1% or more. They have to pay 1% or more. If you're not living in the property, you're just looked at as an investor. Investors cannot H-E-L-O-C, HELOC. They cannot HELOC. What is that? Home equity line of credit. They cannot do it. House hackers. My handwriting's messy. Just make fun of me. It's all good. I'm a little bit messy. I'm getting sloppy, but I'm excited. That's me getting excited. House hackers can do all this. Bam. We can HELOC. We can oh man, just diss on me, okay? If it's that bad, just say, Shawn, you suck. But you get the idea. House hackers, because we're owner occupying the property, we can now do home equity line of credit. We can now refi and get the reduced rate. We don't have to pay that 1% more. We get to pay it 1% less. So if interest rates are 6%, investors paying 7%, house hackers paying 6%. You follow? That's huge. That's a lot of money saved just because you're owner occupying the property. Now, before you move out, it's gonna be a math equation. Okay, do I have that much equity? Do I have $800,000 in my property? If you do, okay, home equity line of credit. Why on earth would you want to do that? Well, how are you going to get to property numero dos? Property number 2 becomes that much easier. Once again, I'm not guessing here. I'm not making up. Maybe we could do it like that. Oh, it's possible. I've heard of someone that's done this before. Right here, it's real proof. I've done it. It's me. This is Shawn, your house hacking realtor of Northern New Jersey. My wife and I have done this before, and we literally leveraged the $800,000 property. We got a home equity line of credit for $80K, bam, $80K, and then we used that to buy our second house hack. So when I asked a question earlier, how long would it take for you to get to $125,000 to buy an investment property? Well, guess what? All it took was us renovating the previous property. Yeah, it wasn't $125,000, but it was $80K. And then we saved up some more money on top of it. So we had our $125,000, which got us there a lot faster. Only reason, once again, we did $80K is because, we wanted to keep our numbers safe on the property. We could have done a little bit more. Obviously, looking back at it, wish I did because it would have gotten me places a little bit further. But these are the little tricks that you get to have by being a house hacker, because you're looked at as a traditional homeowner from a lending stance. So you're going to get awesome loans at awesome rates. Not paying this garbage. You're not doing this. No. Okay? House hacking is the way to go. I want to, and another way to go here too. Right here. I think it's right here. Click it. That's another thing you can do as well. They really compound these stories. Okay? See you on the next one.